Day two of the tournament is off to a great start. We had some very interesting and crucial games on some of the boards. Now I'm going to take you to four very important games where interesting things happened. First, we're going to see this knockout blow by Niranjan. Dhruv probably did not even know what hit him because it was just a game that ended in 19 moves. So let's see how Niranjan did it. E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, bishop C4, bishop C5. It looks like a quiet position, but then Niranjan goes with D4, the Nachmanson gambit. And Dhruv takes with the pawn, which is not what I would recommend. Bishop takes is the better option, but Dhruv takes with the pawn, and now Niranjan pushes a pawn. And here it only Dhruv is to blame for this loss because this is a typical position in many Kiko piano games. And here the best move for black would be to play d5. That should be common knowledge for an advanced student or a super advanced student. But Dhruv goes with knight g4. Bishop f7 comes. King takes knight g5, and then Niranjan gets back the piece. This is a very bad position for Dhruv. Even though Engine might defend it, but it's very difficult for black to defend. And here Niranjan goes e6, queen e7, rook e1, and after rook f8, the crucial blunder. What happened was knight h7. Niranjan just finds the win. Uh, he just strikes with knight h7, and now rook h8, queen g6, and comes bishop g5, and it's all over. It just gives a checkmate. So an opening disaster for Dhruv and an opening win for Niranjan that takes him to the top along with Siddhant. The second game that I'm going to take you is Arush's game against Ishan. Arush did really well in this game. Let me take you to the crucial position. It was again a Kiko piano, an advanced line. Takes. So Ishan plays this correctly. Here, Ishan should have played bishop d2 probably. Knight d2, bishop g4, bishop e2, castles, castles, takes, 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 some exchanges. But here, Ishan got a pawn for free. There is some compensation in the form of active pieces, but that's still a free pawn. Now bishop f4, bishop c5, rook d1, d4, rook e1. So Arish is keeping his pieces active. Now knight g5 comes. This is the moment where Arish finds good moves. Probably here Ishan could have played h6, couldn't he? Oh, but wait, g6 had to be played. There was a threat of mate. So yeah, he played g6. Now queen h3 comes. Ishan goes h5. So this is very risky, but what else to do, right? The position demanded it, at least from a human viewpoint. So let's just see how Arush converted this. G4, knight takes, 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 takes. And here, here taking back, it's very difficult anyway. I wouldn't blame Ishan for taking back, but this is just a great position for Arush. Ishan plays knight g6, which is the best move. Now, this is where I really admire Arush's thought process because somewhere here uh, he took a lot of time, didn't he? Yeah. So he was on 17 minutes, and here he took 6 minutes to think. You can see he was on 17 and 11. So that was good. That not many players would do that, and that's why not many players would have won this game. So everything is good for white, but it still needs to be won. You still have to find the winning move. It's not an easy move to find. And I'm happy with how Arush thought for this much time and found this bishop e5. But what I'm unhappy with this bishop e5 is not the right decision. If he had calculated what black could do, he wouldn't have done it. Here, white's best option would be just to keep the pressure. Just bishop g3 or h4. H4 is very difficult to find again because it's a free piece. The engine suggests h4, I believe. No, after queen h4. Like here, no, here h4. What is the point of h4? If knight takes, then it's a maiden duel with queen h7 and queen f8 or queen h8 mate. Okay, so knight cannot take. So that is why something along those lines. Even I would consider a move like bishop g3, just keeping the pressure. I mean, position would still be equal, but the piece is still active. But what he did was in the game, what happened was bishop e5, and this is where Ishan had to stop and think, but he did not do that. He just took the piece thinking he had seen everything, but then he took with the knight. That was a wrong decision because now queen h7, queen h8, and Arush just finds the win. Rook takes, and there is no hope after this. So what Ishan should have done was taken with the rook. This rook takes. And if rook takes back, knight takes back. Ishan was probably afraid of this. But if you're afraid of this and play another line without calculating that properly, then that's a bigger problem. King f8, what is it? Queen h8, black is still fine. King e7. If queen goes and takes, what is the situation? It's an exchange down, but there's too many pieces in the attack. Knight g4 coming, a lot of moves for black to play in this position. But yeah, what happened was bishop e5, and Ishan blundered with after bishop e5 he blundered with rook takes. Sorry, not rook takes. He blundered with knight takes, and that allowed queen h7, and then he converted this easily with a checkmate. This was a thrilling game. This was between Kavya was white. Kavya and Anand. It ended in a draw, but it was a thrilling draw. Let's see how it went. E4, c5. Anand plays a Sicilian. Kavya plays bishop b5 Sicilian instead of d4. d3. Even here d4 was better, I believe. Takes, castles. g6, bishop b5. d3. And here, here Anand makes a small mistake. He allows bishop takes pawn, going for castling and giving up a pawn. Knight g5 takes, h3 back. Here I think Kavya should have played queen g5. Right, queen g5 is more tempting here. Knight f6, h6 is forced. It doesn't allow knight e5. That's the difference. h3, knight e5 takes, a3. a3 is interesting, but I would probably go f4 here. Just be active and then play king h1. I mean, first king h1 and then f4. Rook h8. So from here, Anand plays some good moves. He has realized his position will be gone if he just waits because he's down a pawn with double pawns, bad pawn structure. He goes for activity. And see, it's very creative what he has done. He has allowed this position for Kavya, but now you can see he takes things and plays king f8. Yeah, you can see that what he has done. He has kept his rooks in a more attacking position by transferring his king to the left side. Of course, this is losing for him if Kavya just makes small waiting poking moves. That's what she does. She does this well. And now here she went back. I think she should have gone with queen g4 and gone in somehow with queen d7. She goes back, just waiting, but yeah, g5. Ananda's inviting trouble, but yeah, it's a little bit active move also. He wants g4 at some point. Queen e2, e6, queen f3, king e7. Takes. Why didn't he take with she take with the queen is confusing for me. King takes, allowing queen d5 check from. I mean, why didn't he take with the queen? Allowing queen d5, king moves, pawn h4. This is a nice tactic because if black take, there is of course the free. Uh, but wait, black cannot take with the rook also because queen takes. It was a nice move. But Anand plays rook d8, queen moves, and now he takes with the rook. But can't Kavya go in with queen g6 here? Yeah, Kavya, she goes in, rook g8. Now he's threatening mate. He's threatening a mate in one. So Kavya had to play the only move after queen g7, of course, rook h3. And Anand is in a winning position. Anand has a position where he has got an extra pawn. From being a pawn down, he has won a pawn back, and then again won a pawn. And here Kavya gives checks. She probably has a draw right here. If she just, I'm not sure. Queen f8, queen e8. She went queen e8 and then exchanged queens. This is not a great decision because the best chance is to keep the queen on the board because blacking is not safe. Like for example, queen f8, isn't it a draw? King moves, queen check. And if king moves here, still queen check. Yeah, she probably had the draw in this position. But wait, queen d8, yeah? Queen d8, queen d8, then queen c5. You at least get a pawn. But now king moves and this will come. So maybe she was afraid of that. That's why she exchanged. What does the engine think in this position? Okay, it's good for black. It's good for black. Queen f8 is the best chance, but yeah. What she does is, okay, engine suggests exchanging queens. Engine says the attack is too much for white to withhold. So we go forward, yeah. Rook move. This is a very silly move. This is a oh, but wait, she's defending the pawn. I thought she was going for d4 or something, but yeah, she's defending the pawn. She had to. King moves in. Now Anand plays some good moves and gets a good position. Takes king c6, takes moves. Yeah. Now here Anand converts into a better winning position with king moves and then rook check. And then rook c3. I probably like f4 and then getting the king in. But rook c3 forces rook a4. But Kavya goes active with a4, takes, rook back. Now this is clearly winning for Anand, right? Rook is behind the pawn. Kavya's pawn is running forward. And here is where I am not happy with Anand's thought process at all. Here he is winning. He is up by 2 pawns. King is active. Yes, the pawn is about to promote, but this is where you have to get into the position. Get into the position and find the solution. The solution is just any king move to the 7th rank. If you just stop the check, then it's clearly winning. Just king e7, I mean king d7 or king e7, and what does white have? If rook moves, king takes. But Anand played rook check, that's fine. And now he played f6, allowing rook check. And now Kavya is in a winning position. This is winning. It's a difficult win because black has got 3 pawns and an active king. And here could Kavya have gone with king d6? Yeah, king d6 was looking. Sorry, king e3. King e3 is the better way to play it. But yeah, she goes back. Now what I was saying was here, this is where Kavya had to put her mind into the game. But she continues to play. I mean, she played thought a lot for the moves till now, but then here she has been gifted the win. When you're gifted the win, you should not be just happy that you got a winning position and will never lose it, or should not be happy with the draw. This is where you have to convert it because every half point matters in a tournament of 6 rounds with such crucial, I mean, with such close competition. But she plays rook d1 check. What is probably the right move? Let's go into the position ourselves. What should white do here? The pawns are menacing, so the king and the rook have to coordinate. So either the king deals with these pawns and rook deals with this, or the king deals with this, takes it, and then deals with the other side with the help of the rook. Let's see. What would I do in this position? There's no pawn left for white, so it's not that simple. Yeah, rook check makes sense. King moves. Now here she went king c2, which is still correct. No, king c2 is a mistake. It's after all difficult. Probably, what is the move? Let's go back here. Was rook a4 better? No, that can't be good. What about king e2? King e2, pawn push, and rook back. Yeah, that's enough. No, that's it. Just king e2. Not allowing the king to come in. The king can deal with both the pawns alone. It does not. The blacking has no way to push the king away with f4, e4, e3, or f3 will take time. E3, f3. Yeah, even that will not be enough for black. But so this was the correct idea, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, this was the correct way to win this. King e2, and if pawn c2, just rook back, and the pawn is gone. And if pawn pushes, then there is time to bring the rook in into the game with this. And after king c4, it's just over. Wait, is it over? You still have to play well, yeah? What should... Not that simple after all. Wait, let's go rook c8, king moves. And can we just wait here with king e3? Why not? Because if I'm threatening king d4, or for example, if king b2, I mean king b2, I can... What can I do? Yeah, just rook check. No, it's still tricky. King g2. Wait, here. First of all, my idea is after pawn push, we can just take the pawn with king d2. The king will stop both the pawns, so that's winning. So what happens after king b2? Let's see what Indian does. No, it's a draw. So I also made a mistake. So it's not so easy. People in the chat were saying it's a win, missed win, and everything. If they get a position like this, we will know how many games they'll win with this position. It's not easy. So here, what is the right move? So far, what I've done is fine. Rook check, king moves. Yeah, king e2 should be fine, I believe. King e2 should be fine. Rook d8 is the best move. And then here, what to do? Rook back to c8. So difficult. That's the only move to win. It's so difficult. King e2, fine. Looks like a logical move. And now, what did I assume? C2. C2, rook C8, no? Rook C8 is game over, so that doesn't work. E4 was what we were considering, right? E4. Now here, how do we win this? Rook check, king C4, and here, ah, rook F8, rook E8. Basically, just make now the king comes to this pawn and rook deals with those two. Okay, so it's very tricky. Rook check is still winning, king B3, and here I'm curious what's the winning move. Okay, again same idea. Just king has to come and stop this pawn while the rook goes and attacks those pawns. So if you somehow get one more pawn, then the game is done. So yeah, king d1 is the only move here. And after king b2, just check. So that will win. And there is a lot of time to play king c2 and pick up the pawn. So this is done. So yeah. So, but even if she doesn't find the win, it was fine. But the readiness to find it was missing. She was happy she got a position like this from a completely lost endgame. And she just played on and went to a draw. What happened was this. Rook checking moves, king c2, and then takes, and the rook deals with both the pawns like this. One pawn gone, and then the other pawn gone. Somebody was saying rook g3 plus winning in this position, it seems. How is rook g3 winning is beyond me. Maybe he means in another position, but there is no other position with rook g3 that I can see. Yeah, so that is how the game ended in a draw. Now the last game we want to look at is Siddhant versus Nandita. This was a topsy-turvy game where Nandita had the win, I believe. Yeah, Nandita had the win, but then she blundered a knight in the endgame and lost. So let's see, e4, e5. Nandita plays Siddhant plays a Ruy Lopez. Nandita copies him. It's not how Ruy Lopez should be played from black side. Okay, knight out, rook e1, a6, bishop back, e5, moves back, knight a5. That's a free pawn though. Yeah, so free pawn. These are simple, silly mistakes from both sides. Just a free pawn to take, and that's missed. Knight c3 is not good. If you're playing the Ruy Lopez, you should be ready to play pawn c3. Otherwise, there's no point. h3, castles, d3, h6, bishop d2, bishop d7, knight a2, takes, king c3, knight b4, c5. Okay, black has played well here. Black has played according to how the Ruy Lopez should be played. Knight d5 is a free pawn. So Siddhant just blunders a pawn right back. We could have just played what? Knight a2 was possible. What is so bad about knight a2? Knight a2, knight c1, knight e2, and g3. I mean, you have time to do that because it's not so volatile, the position. But he goes knight d5 and gives back the pawn. And the position is also still good for black because of the queenside space. Rook c6 is a little bit mysterious and not so good, I believe. Queen b6 could have been played to defend the pawn. Rook c6 keep the rooks in a very bad position. c4, knight f4. Now black is in control. Once that knight lands there, it's good for black. Rook e1 and rook c1. And now what should black do? The knight is good. Yes, d5. Yeah, d5 looks very tempting. d5 and the rook will transfer to the king side with the queen. So yeah, but yeah, she didn't find it. Rook e6 is still good, but if she thought a little bit more, she would have found this rook is better because it's already on e6 and d5 game space and the sender. King h2, rook g6, g3, knight h5. Why is this a mistake? Let's see. It's become equal after that. Not a big mistake. What was the right move here? Okay, it's still equal. Okay, d4. What is the point of d4? Takes if the knight takes. Yeah? Knight takes. Rook moves. Knight f5 was there, no? Knight f5 was an active position. Knight f3, knight f6, rook a7. White rook is now active, but there's only a rook playing. b4, rook a6. So she is asking for exchange. Siddhant says no. Queen a8, attacking the knight. Now Nandita is taking advantage of these pawn pushes. Pawn takes, a big blunder by Nandita. Wait, sorry, big blunder by Siddhant. He is not aware of this threat. He does not see the threat. That's unfortunate and bad. Takes and piece is gone. Takes knight d5. Why is this a mistake? Wait, it's a big mistake. What is the reason? Knight d5. What should black have done here? Probably move the knight because. But wait, it's not so easy also, no? Because pawn push will come. What would I do? Hmm. If I were black, I think I would go knight d4. Yeah. What does Indian say? Indian says just give up the rook. What happens after knight e4? Rook on d4. It's the only move. I was expecting like something like a pawn push, and then I can play queen f2. No, queen f2 not possible. Knight g3 is possible. Rook d3 is possible. Queen and knight helps the attack. So let's go back. What happened was knight d5, and why is knight d5 a big blunder? Because the pawn pushes. Yeah, rook d7. He didn't find pawn d7. He could have won instantly with pawn d7. But rook d7 then takes. This is gone for Siddhant, but Nandita keeps the knight. Yeah, they go to a knight plus queen versus queen endgame. It moves, queen check, queen moves, queen check. So she plays well, keeps the position under control. Queen check, knight e4. Why is this a mistake? It's still winning. It's completely winning for black, no problem. Was there a better move? Yeah, just queen g3 was there. Why didn't Nandita take the pawn? It's just a free pawn. Queen f5 is not there. Queen d3 check is just a check. Queen g6 is there. So she could have taken the pawn, then it becomes easier to win. But yeah, she goes for knight e4, which is looking good. Queen d3. What? Oh, knight g3 is not possible. Okay, this is why this is a nice move. Knight g3 is not possible. So then she plays queen e1, king moves, queen f2, king moves, queen e1. Why didn't you repeat with king g2? King h2, king moves. Yeah, he moves out of the pin. Queen f3. Yeah, this is where I am very unhappy with what Nandita did. She has an extra knight. She is not confident about going to the endgame with queen f2, which is not good. It is completely winning. It's an extra piece. If you're not confident about going to an extra piece endgame just because you're scared of this pawn, then I would say you deserve to lose this or not win it. Because this is so obvious. Knight f2, your king is active. The knight can stop the pawn by itself. You don't need the king for that. That means if you just think logically, it's winning. But she decides to keep the queens. The symbol, wait, not that. She decides to keep the queen with knight g5, and that probably cost her the game because the queen check, king moves, queen comes back, and here again the position is still good. I'm not saying position is bad. Position is still winning. What she decided was the second best option out of the two options. Both were good options. And now knight f3, and here h4, and queen g1, king moves. Here she makes a decisive blunder. She plays h5. She is threatening a mate with queen h1. But then she had to first deal with the pawn, the threat to the pawn, because it's not just a threat to the pawn, it's a threat to the knight as well. Because it's a fork, and that's what happens. She loses the piece, a full piece, and it's a complete turnaround. Now it's a queen endgame with an extra pawn for white. And now Siddhant does this well. He keeps the king safe, starts pushing his pawn, and goes in with his queen. Queen f7. This is like suicidal. This was a suicidal mistake by Nandita. If you exchange queens in a pawn down position, then there's no coming back. That should be obvious for a advanced student or super advanced student. But yeah, even for an intermediate student, this should be obvious. You have to keep the queen. That's your best chance. It's not easy for the pawn to run forward, right? Because black will also give checks here. It's not so easy. Like for example, if you play king h6, what's the problem? Pawn push, then just queen check or queen c2 check anything. At least there'll be checks. This is, I would say, it's equal because the one pawn is not enough to win practically. Indian says is winning because pawn is close enough. But yeah, playing queen f7 here is just game over. That's a very bad move by Nandita. And from here, he just comes up with the king. The pawn doesn't matter because the king comes in here. King e5 is silly. King g5 was possible. But yeah, he takes it anyway. And then we know this. We know this is going to happen. And then check it. So some mistakes in crucial moments by some of the players like Ishan, Nandita, Kavya, and everyone that did not get them the best results. But for Niranjan, it has been heaven, paradise. He has been playing the same opening for a long time with black, and maybe with white also. Does he play it? Something along the lines of d4 he does, and he has been getting good positions so far. Now there is two people at the top. So basically, what I have to tell everyone based on what I see in the games is, if there are the positions are not easy, the games are not easy, your opponents are not easy. So you have to be ready to think in crucial moments. Every half point matters, every 1 point matters, every move matters. So you have to be ready to apply yourself in a game, because it's just 6 rounds. Every round, every point that you get will decide your final position. This draw that could have been a win for either side would have changed their destiny as long as the tournament is concerned, and also somebody else's destiny, because the day which will affect somebody else's. I mean, this course will affect somebody else's. So yeah, so that's what I'm advising every participant. There are 2 more rounds left. Apply yourself more. Go into the position and think. If calculation is needed, be like Arush and calculate, or be ready to calculate, and don't be like Arush and play bishop e5, but be ready to sit and calculate. So let's see how the last 2 rounds pan out.